Hi everyone, this is Name and Occupation in Depth. Today's hot topic is New York. New York.
What a place. What a place.
It's beautiful.
Yeah, what a
Energy.
place. Absolutely.
Well,
I find that even though I went I've only been there twice. One was before 2000 and the other time was with Francesco. The experiences are very vivid in my brain. Like they're very
right,
easy ones to reach out.
right.
You know what I mean? It's
I
very
totally know what you mean.
It
memorable.
makes an impact on you, that place.
It
And then
really does. I guess that's
and
what
when you
I'm
watch a
trying to
movie
say.
too, right? You're watching a movie and you're like, holy shit. Like you're like, oh yeah, I was there. Like to actually be there, it's like, okay, you can put context together.
So I was there for New Year's Eve 2014 going into 2015.
I was there too, by the way.
I tagged along. My husband had a photo shoot to go to, and I was like, I'm going
When
with
did you go, Chris?
I love it. I went, I believe it was 2014 or 2013. Yeah.
Okay.
It was like a quick little early Friday, come back late Sunday, a quick whirlwind. And let me tell you, you hardly see anything. For everything you do see, you hardly see anything.
Yeah, it takes a while to see the whole place. It's one of those cities, I think.
Well, yeah, to do it proper justice, eh? What about you, Andre?
I was there last time, 2019. Yeah, 2019. I was there for like 3 days.
Where did you stay? In hostels or what?
I actually stayed right beside the Madison Square Garden at a...
Oh,
Yeah, it was like a hostel.
It's called also
Yeah.
a hostel.
It was a homeless shelter.
Almost.
Homeless shelter.
Yo, man, it was freaky. There were some freaky people in there.
New Amsterdam.
Yeah, so it was
correct?
New Amsterdam first for 11 years, it looks like, before England took over the joint.
It has Dutch all over.
Absolutely. So that's
1625.
cool. I think it was one of the first cities to build like in straight lines, eh?
Interesting. I like it.
The map.
So it's been since 1898 that New York City's been comprised of the 5 boroughs as we know them today. So the 5 boroughs are Brooklyn, Queens, the Bronx, Manhattan, Staten Island. 8.5 million people, 102 square miles.
3 airports. Friggin' nuts.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I just this is like footage from back in the
It
day.
looks like in the 1800s, eh? Something.
Yeah, I just found it and I thought it was so lovely.
That is so cool.
Yeah, thought I'd share that. Look at that.
Don't know what it's all about. For a bull buys up and the bear sells down and a broker sells you out.
In my hometown, because those dear hearts
It's getting sophisticated now.
people will never
I like the hats.
let
Fifth Avenue.
you down.
And look, all the ladies are wearing
Read the
dresses.
good
Yeah.
Oh, that's Central Park from
Yeah.
the top?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Torch is a symbol of enlightenment. The Statue of Liberty's torch lights the way to freedom, showing us the path to liberty. So it's freedom,
love.
freedom balanced by law.
Okay.
Becomes the first man-made structure
Right.
to breach 1,000 feet. It's a leading example of Art Deco architecture that remains. This is rare footage of its famous eagles being installed.
Look, Frank,
Let's
let's do some barbecuing.
No.
Well,
Love it.
go.
you're, well, of
And so they
course,
can compress it. So they compress it on each side and it makes it
I see.
you get your mushroom head.
Yep.
I remember Norm telling us about that.
Yep.
7,700 workers to
Cheaper than a
complete.
hooker in those days, yeah. Oh, yeah.
Oh,
Brooklyn.
It expanded in 1905, Brooklyn in 1908. since 1915. 469 stations.
7 million
Cool.
people take it now.
7.7 million.
Thank you for watching Name and Occupation in Depth. We come to you every single week. Now don't forget to subscribe, share, and like the content.
Hi, everybody. Welcome back. So we'll be talking about food in New York City today. Back to the brine. There is actually a National Pickle Day. It's kind of a big deal.
When traveling to New York for the first time, ask yourself what any traveler should ask going anywhere for the first time, especially if they have limited time there. What do they do there that is unique to that place, that they inarguably do better than anybody else in the world? Now, we have a lot of really great French restaurants and European-style restaurants here, some of the best in the world. But if you're only in New York for 2 or 3 days, why would you want to do that? What are we the best at? What do we have that you definitely do not have? I'll tell you, we have good deli. We have better deli than you. So I would go to Russ and Daughters or Pastrami Queen or Katz's. I'd get myself a good pastrami sandwich on rye with some sour pickles, a Dr. Brown's cream soda.
That's like Katz.
I'd get a toasted bialy or a good quality bagel with some nice smoked salmon on it.
Russ
some
and
cream
Daughters,
cheese.
yeah.
I would eat some
Love it.
utility pizza.
That's the ones
Maybe
I
it's not the
said.
best pizza in the world, but New York pizza is a unique working class universal experience. I would do that. Dirty water hot dog. That's what we do. Yeah, I like a dirty water hot dog as much as anybody else. It's not the best hot dog in the world by any stretch of the imagination. If I was looking for the best hot dog in the world, I'd probably be looking at Chicago.
A fun fact about New York restaurants, there's so many restaurants in New York that if you go eat at one restaurant every day, it will take you over 22.7 years to eat at all of the restaurants in New York. This includes Manhattan, Brooklyn, Staten Island, and which is amazing. Imagine going to eat one restaurant every day. I mean, you got to be a billionaire for that. So some people may not have any problems, but 22.7 years. And the thing too is that every 5 years, 4 to 5 years, most 80% of those companies or restaurants close. So think about it. If you eat one a day at any restaurants in New York, by the time you're at year 5, 80% of the people you already did, there's a new business opening in a couple of years. Even if you eat 3 times a day, to a different restaurant, it's still going to take you 7.5 years. New York, the great thing is that because there's so many cultures and so many around the world that came, and so many because New York's been on forever, and restaurants they've always open is from family business. You know, don't go to McDonald's, don't go to all these crazy big franchises and stuff. Why? Don't give them your money. Go to find a little place. You know, you can find a little hole in the wall because you can find any restaurants from any country from A to Z.
Yeah.
First stop, Murray's Cheese.
My kind of place.
Grilled cheese counter.
Our grilled cheese is
My kind of
among
place.
the best in New York City.
I love
because
me
of
some
3
cheese.
factors. I think it's the
That's the
quality
secret.
and mix of cheeses that
I
we use,
will
the
sample
amount of
them all,
butter that we use.
please.
Those are like the
I don't
classic
think our
American
pancakes are the
pancakes.
best. I know they are.
Nice and thick.
Right?
They're
just the way
like,
we like them.
the perfect balance of sweet, savory, luxurious deliciousness.
New York cheesecake is just plain Jane, and then there's a fruit topping usually, but it doesn't matter what the topping is. It's just the cheese and the crust, as far as I know. Frank,
that's it.
Fudge, she had a mouthful of cream. What do you?
Oh yeah. It must have been extra fluffed.
Right?
Cheesecake.
Extra fluff. You know, she took it all, obviously.
Oh my gosh.
And we're back, kids, talking about music, New York City. Actually, one of the coolest places I visited while we were there was this place called Cafe Wa. I don't know if you guys have heard of it, know anything about it. I went there, I got the t-shirt.
I got one
So
too, but
cool.
Name's Bob Dylan. I'd like to do a few songs. Can I? Manny Roth replied, Sure. And so Mr. Dylan took out his guitar and sang a handful of Woody Guthrie songs, after which the crowd flipped in excitement. So who was Manny Roth, you may ask? He was the owner of the Greenwich Village nightclub, Cafe, located at 115 MacDougal Street at the corner of Minetta Lane, just 2 short blocks south of Washington Square Park. Manny Roth had presided over this large, plain basement room at MacDougal and Minetta during a lively and fertile period in the village's history. His daughter Jody said he loved being called the Duke of MacDougal Street. It was right here at the cafe that young
love it.
performers like Jimi Hendrix, Bruce Springsteen, Woody Allen, Lenny Bruce, Bill Cosby, and Richard Pryor got early chances to hone their talent.
Comboed comedy and music together in one club. It's kind of unique. You don't hear that.
Well, at the beginning of the show, because it's a restaurant too, right? So it's like their booths, and it only sits probably maybe 100 people or so. And there's booths. You sit down and then you eat. But then before the music played, there was a guy who came and did a couple of stand-up, and then the music came, and which was the local band from the Wah Band, and they were amazing stuff too. They were singing from Jimi Hendrix to Rolling Stones to like crazy stuff.
As a matter of fact, I took some footage. Like you said, Andre, it's the vibe, it's the energy, it's the people that you're surrounded with.
American hip-hop group from New York City, founded in 1981. They were known for their innovative blend of hip-hop, punk rock, and funk.
So the Beastie Boys came from Brooklyn. That's where they grew up. But the reason why they became musicians, everybody that they knew was in the band. Like, imagine all of your friends are in various types of bands. Like, your people you hang out with, you go to parties, everybody's in the band, and they're like, well, we need to create our own band. You know, like, why don't we have our own band? Let's learn how to play music ourselves.
Right.
So I feel like it's the type of people that you meet that influence you and who influence who you end up becoming. So these guys were like 13, 14 years old, and they were hitting they were getting into clubs, kind of like you were, Andre. And that's how they were like meeting people. They ended up meeting this guy who was the manager for Run DMC. And then the guy's like, I know the manager for Run DMC. You want to meet him?
Watch dogs for the rest of your life, man. Let's go on tour.
He's good. The head.
Like, can you believe it? Like, they used to do promo videos for tours.
Yo, Mike.
Like, it's unheard of
Let's go,
now.
Man. Come on, man. We got work to do. Run DMC and the Beastie Boys together forever. Here we go. Fight for your right. I'm the king of rock, there ain't none higher. Sucker MCs should call me Sock. Kick it! Party people, Run DMC and the Beastie Boys on their way your time right now, but we're gonna be cold king alive. Ain't that right, fellas?
Video 54.
This is the place that's in with the disco crowd, except
Is
that
that
these
the
people
guy?
are still out.
Yeah, that's the guy.
Of course, Liza Minnelli and her kind of celebrities sweep right through the protective ranks of doorkeepers. One of the owners, Steve Rubell, works the door. He is choosy about who gets in, and that adds to the mystique and the desperation to be accepted.
Selective.
Once inside, you begin to understand the attraction. For a disco to be a disco, you need a very heavy bass beat. Has to have a hook. A hook is an easily recognizable theme or musical phrase, a vocal line. Something as simple as, I love you.
We're learning